Hi, my name's Elijah Wilson, and this is my persuasive speech on why you should eat healthy. It is no surprise that as humans, we require a lot of food to survive. The majority of the population is constantly on the move, and almost every activity we complete requires energy. Where does the majority of this energy come from? You guessed it, food. Unfortunately, because of the unhealthy amounts of processed and fast foods that Americans eat on a regular basis, our diets have become one of the biggest contributors of death in the United States. According to DoSomething.org, a 2012 study showed that 52% of Americans that were polled believed that doing their taxes was easier than figuring out how to eat healthy. It's not that Americans' only option is unhealthy food. It's that the people within are generally unmotivated and they wouldn't change their eating habits to save their life. If you walk into just about any grocery store in the United States, nutritious foods such as fresh fruits, vegetables, and lean meats are often more expensive than packaged foods. Packaged foods frequently contain higher amounts of calories, sodium, sugar, and unhealthy oils than is recommended by the dietary guidelines for Americans. This combination of laziness and limited quantity severely limits the amount of healthy food being consumed. Our diets also have a huge lasting effect on our emotions and mental health as well. Various foods such as chocolate and caffeine can trick the brain into releasing chemicals that we may be lacking, which can temporarily alter our mood. Some foods can also prevent the conversion of nutrients that the brain requires in order to function, including butter, palm oil, and saturated fats. Our poor eating habits and lack of nutrition has created a lot of physical and mental health problems, which in turn is claiming Americans' lives at a very concerning rate. According to the Center for Science in the Public Interest, our unhealthy ways of eating contributes to approximately 678,000 deaths each year in the United States. These numbers are caused by food-related diseases, such as diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, heart disease, high cholesterol, and many more. Over the past 30 years, obesity rates have doubled in adults, tripled in children, and quadrupled in adolescents. Not only can an unhealthy diet have huge lasting effects on our bodies, the environment and Earth is also being put at danger. Food production is the biggest user of fresh water and is responsible for 14.5% of the greenhouse gas emissions globally. According to Medium.com, a recent study found that if everybody followed the US dietary guidelines, there wouldn't be enough land to produce the food necessary for the world's population. Fortunately, not all is lost, and there are numerous approaches one can take to better their diet. Eating less sugar, expanding your variety of foods, and cutting back on excessive fats are all good options, but finding the motivation to go through with it is the challenge that many are faced with. Meal plans are a great solution because they set in place what you can and can't eat. When used on a regular basis, a meal plan can greatly decrease the amounts of fast and junk foods consumed. If there are specific guidelines telling you when and what you can eat, you are much more inclined to make healthier choices, even with just a little guidance. Sylvia Very, a registered dietitian at the Beaumont Weight Control Center, says that planning meals and snacks ahead of time increases the chance for success. It increases the likelihood that a healthier food choice will be made. There are other benefits about meal planning as well, including saving money by eating at restaurants less and buying items in bulk. It also helps to have a list while shopping to avoid impulse buys at the grocery store. We can continue to eat the unhealthy foods that we crave on special occasions, like eating cake at a birthday party, an occasional dessert after a nice dinner, or maybe just letting loose after a long day. In the moment, these seem like perfectly reasonable excuses, but if not addressed properly, they will build up over time and cause bigger issues than meets the eye. If action is not taken sooner than later, our foods will all become processed and unhealthy in order to feed the ever-growing population. But just think about it. If we continue at the rate we are going, how healthy do we expect our kids and the future of America to be? So make a meal plan, set some boundaries, and better shape your future with what you put into your own body. This doesn't have to completely ruin food for the sweet tooth. There will always be exceptions to eating junk food that are perfectly okay. But instead of eating processed and sugar-filled foods on a regular basis, try switching to a healthier and more sustainable diet to improve your life long term. In the big picture, eating healthy is not only important for improving your life, but also for the well-being of our species, which is even more important for the future of mankind. Thank you.